Our family is full of fishermen. The knowledge and talent has been handed down for over 5 generations. I can remember my grandmother teaching me to catch grasshoppers, our fishing bait of choice, and teaching me how to thread the hook between their eyes and down through their bodies so they would float naturally on top of the water. Our property, nestled high in the Colorado mountains, is my favorite place to fish. One day, when I was about 9 years old, my mother and I were coming back down the creek after a long day of fairly mediocre fishing. My mother suggested that I drop my baited hook into the water right by the outlet of Pointer Lake, a lake my great-grandfather had built on the property. I didn't want to, and I was tired, but I had a good grasshopper on my hook, and it wasn't a bad idea. So, just to appease my mother, I obliged. I thought it would be fun to fish from the top of the outlet pipe, and my mother warned, "Joe, if you get a hold of a big one, you won't get it out of there." I politely ignored her warning and let my line flow out into the current and swirl down into the eddies formed in the rushing water. Suddenly, a fish hit my line, hard. My pole snapped down and hit the top of the culvert, breaking in two. I scrambled to grab the other end to try to haul the fish out of the water. My mother, seeing the size of the fish and that I was in trouble, started over the fence trying to loose herself of the fishing gear and the grasshopper cans in the process. Just as suddenly as the fish hit the line, it was gone, and I sat with tears streaming down my face over the broken fly rod. My mom said, "Never mind the pole, it can be mended. Did you see the size of that fish?" We gathered up our gear and headed back to my grandparents' place. We told my grandmother about the adventure, and she wisely advised, "A fish hooked that hard won't bite again anytime soon. We'll go try again after dinner." After dinner, my grandmother got out her fly rod that had belonged to my great-grandfather, the lake builder. As she handed it to me, she winked at me and told me it would be lucky. My mom, my brother, my grandmother, and I went back to the outlet pipe, and this time, heeding the advice of my family, I carefully stood on the side of the stream. Not believing the fish would bite again, I let out the line, letting the hopper float around the bend and down into the swirling water. Once, twice, 3 times. I let the hopper float into the right spot. I looked at my grandmother in dismay. "He's not going to bite, Grandma," I moaned. "Try it one more time," she encouraged. Patiently, I let the line out and floated the grasshopper down into the depths of the darkening water. The fish hit my line. I was so surprised, I wasn't sure what to do. My family all started yelling at me, and I resisted my urge to fling the fish as far out of the water as I could. With my heart pounding out of my chest and my breath coming in excited gasps, I carefully guided the elusive fish to the shore where my brother was waiting with the net. I got the wriggling prize out of the net and marveled at the sheer size of him, a 26-inch German brown trout, and the only blemish on him was a large chunk out of his lower jaw where he had recently been hooked.